Rest in peace, Victor Perez.
Well, and the thing is, not exactly controversial.
No,
because
yeah.
If you saw the footage, I think it's pretty clear cut that it was handled so wrong.
Guy named Brad Andres took the video of the shooting. He was the one that made the 911 call. Here's the story, if you didn't hear it, because it made national news last
Rightfully
week.
so.
Yeah.
It was so mishandled.
The 17-year-old boy, Victor Perez, now he's an autistic teen with cerebral palsy.
Okay.
So he had a couple things going on.
Yeah.
But he was
both physical and mental disabilities.
Yeah, right. I think the family said he had the mind of a 5-year-old.
Right.
He had a knife. They were trying to get it away from him. Big old, sizable.
It looked like a kitchen knife.
Turkey carving knife.
Right.
Yeah. He was having an episode.
Well, they wanted to get it away from him mostly because they were worried he was going to hurt himself somehow, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The cops were called. I believe I've got all these stats right, so let me get through them real quick.
Right.
4 officers showed up. They were there for 18 seconds. 18 seconds. After that 18 seconds, they fired 12 shots, 9 of which hit Victor Perez. Now, that's just, I mean, what immediately comes to mind is, oh my God, are you kidding? What about de-escalation? What about the riot gear that you have? What about, the beanbag bullets or whatever those things are?
Well, and they even have,
tasers.
Right. Well, and bulletproof vests also tend to work pretty well with knives, right?
Regardless, 18 seconds it took them to make the decision to pull their weapons and shoot the kid.
And
12 times, hit him 9 times. Where there was a chain link fence in between the 4 officers and the 1 teen.
The one disabled teen.
Yikes.
Yeah. And that's the thing. When I watched the video, it doesn't even feel like it's 18 whole seconds. Is it 18 from the time the car pulled up or from the time they got out of the car?
I'm not sure how that was determined, but that's a really great question.
Yeah.
Because I've seen the video too.
Because it does not feel like 18 seconds. And the thing that drives me the most insane about it is that they were already pulling their guns before they even got to the fence. The kid was sitting behind a fence and they already had their weapons pulled.
One comment called it a gang shooting.
Yeah.
And boy, that's sure what it looks like to me.
It was just so, it was baffling to see. Because even as someone who, I don't own a gun, not that I'm against guns or anything, but I don't own a gun. I don't have bulletproof vests. I'm not particularly well trained in martial arts or in self-defense or anything. And even I wouldn't have been that worried walking up to him because there was still the whole fence there. And you could just kind of tell by his demeanor. It wasn't that he was flailing around trying to hurt people. There was definitely some flailing, but it was more kind of flopping on the ground and not really attacking,
The officers have been placed on leave. Pocatello Mayor Brian Bladd finally responded last Thursday, I think, after a few days. Let's play it.
The Pocatello community has experienced a tragic event, and we are all reeling from what happened, especially the Perez family. Please know this incident has my full attention. The City Council and I do not take what happened lightly. We are addressing this matter with the seriousness and the thoroughness it deserves, and with the appropriate respect for the gravity of the situation. It will take a very long time for us to find normalcy, but our hope is we can find a way to move forward and build a stronger community together.
Okay, hang on. It sure looked like he was just reading a Chat GPT generated statement from a teleprompter, didn't it?
A little bit. And
if you can't see me, I'm holding my shithead hat.
Yeah. Well, and I kind of get it, especially with something like this where there could be so many legal ramifications and it is such a sensitive topic. I understand why it took some time and I understand why they have to be very vague. So
Victor was in a medically induced coma. They had to amputate a leg to help save his life and then declared brain dead on Friday. Which I had this happen to a sister. She got hit by a car and it's hard to come to terms with brain dead means dead.
Yeah. Yeah. When there is no
So-
more brain activity, then it's just,
They had
Organs
machines keep
moving.
her alive because
Yeah.
she was an organ donor.
right.
But anyway, our thoughts certainly are with the victim
Right.
and their families, and we're so sorry that happened.
Well, and it just feels to me like the cops, they were in this situation that they were well trained for. They had no reason to be so worried, and yet they were, and they mishandled it because they were worried about themselves instead of the people they were supposed to be protecting.
Were they well trained for it? Let's find out. Hope we do. In the meantime, there is a GoFundMe page set up for Victor. Hopefully that can cover some costs, some funeral memorial costs, and
Right.
some help for the family. And somebody posted this too. This is good to know. Hey everyone, just learned you can register your child with autism or other disabilities as an at-risk person on the police website.
Oh, interesting.
With everything happening in Pocatello, it's been scary. This might offer some peace of mind. IdahoFallsPolice.com. Link in this post.
Okay.